Welcome back to the Glenville State University Athletic Department, back here in the Waco Center. We're down here in the office of Pioneer Media today, down here in Draven Gibson's Haven here. And our guest today on the Coaches Show for this segment is head wrestling coach Dylan Cottrell. Coach, good to see you today.
Good to see you.
Tell you what, we were talking last week about that trip up to your old stomping grounds in the Coliseum, where you've poured a lot of sweat and poured a lot of victories into to go back there. And I'm going to start with, the marquee notes of the day, getting 3 wins over that Mountaineer team, a couple of them key. I'm going to speak to it here, then we'll dissect each one of them. Gavin Kyocho's had a great early season, winning 8-3 over Colton Brushes. And then a couple ranked wrestlers going up, Cole Hauser, beating Anthony Carmen 6-5 in an exciting match. And then going with the heavyweights, Jared Campbell, getting Wolfram, he was 17th in the country, right. And Jared had control of that one, winning 7-1. Yeah. If you can just dissect those 3 wins and, what that means to the program.
Yeah, I mean, for the program, great again, we want to continue to see consistency going forward, right, and progress, right? So last year we go up there. I mean, last year we went up there with a full squad, right, and got 1 win, right? Really, really had some, matches that we could have won, I thought, and we just didn't do it. This year we go up there a little bit banged up and not a full lineup, and we get 3, So continues to progress. I thought our guys wrestled hard again, and we talk about it a lot, results right now really isn't, obviously we want to win, right? But results isn't the main thing. It's our attitude and effort, right? So if I'm getting good attitude and effort out of those guys, we can really dissect if we win or lose, what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, So I just want our guys to go really in this early season and really pull the trigger when we're wrestling, no matter what's across their chest, I told the guys before that, we're up here wrestling 3 Division I's, but all those guys woke up and put their pants on the same way that we did this morning, right? It doesn't matter, NAIA Division III, right? You can go and beat up on anybody. So, we just had to, really let our guys know, it doesn't matter that we wrestle at Glenville State, right? You should be proud of being a Division II school and go up there and wear it as a badge of honor to beat up on some of those guys and take wins from them. And I thought, we did that in our matches. Gavin looked great. He got off to a little bit of a slow start in that match, but then really second, third period started turning up his offense, right, and really controlled that match at the end. I was proud of him in that one. That's what we're expecting now from him is to go out and win, and the next thing for him is to find ways to continue to get bonus points, right, to score more points in matches, right. He's getting close in a lot of them. Just continuing to progress for him. And then you move up to Hauser's match, right. He beat Anthony Carmen. Anthony Carmen's a West Virginia guy who I'm, familiar with, and great kid, great wrestler, 24th in the country, Division I. And the match was a lot like it was last year, right? Last year he went up there, Cole did, and wrestled Carmen. He took him down twice in the first period, and then got in a scramble and got pinned. And this year, same thing. Goes up, takes him down twice early, right? Gets in scrambles with him, continues wrestling through the positions and winning. I think if you even ask Cole too, right, he got in a position at the end where was a little bit close to getting taken down, right, where, ideally we don't want to put ourselves in that situation, right? So he needs to just work on, and this was a great one for him, he needs to work on closing out matches, right? Just because we're up, 6-5 with 30 seconds to go doesn't mean that we get off our offense, right? Mm-hmm. Our mindset for our guys needs to be go get another takedown and ice it rather than hold on and win 6-5, right? And I think, that almost came back and got him there, right? So that's a good lesson for him. And then the Campbell match, that was the best match that Jared's put together this year on just a match management, right? He really controlled the match and wrestled in the positions that he wanted to, used his weight against the guy. He was bigger than Wolfram. Wolfram's ranked 17th. He's a really tough wrestler. Jared almost majored him, right? He really controlled the match. Got two or three stall calls in the third, had Wolfram completely tired, right? And a big part of the match was, I think there was 10 seconds to go in the second period. They're neutral, right? And Jared, did a really good job of realizing that. Put a late flurry together and got a takedown with I think 3 seconds to go. Really broke Wolfram. And then he went down and didn't even get close to coming up. So like I said, for Jared. He's a big energy guy, a lot of energy. So it's almost for me as a coach is, I don't want to take away from that energy that he's got, but it's almost honing it into the right places, right? So sometimes he's almost, a little too excited. So, I gotta make sure before matches to tell him, hey, remember, right? It's good to get excited and get pumped up, but let's remember to get into our positions. And if you wrestle 7 minutes, like you can wrestle 7 minutes, no one's going to beat you. And he did the best job so far this year of managing the match and getting in the positions that he wanted. If he wrestles like that, it's going to be tough for guys any division to beat him. So 3 great wins, and we wrestled with a lot of energy in general against WVU. I thought it was a great duel overall for us. A lot better than what we had, but just continued success. Yeah.
Well, you went and Jared also pulled a pin in the Northern Colorado match,
right?
And then had several wins in the Edinburgh match. So a lot of positive takeaways beyond the WVU portion of yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the coach in me, I think we had a letdown in the Northern Colorado match. I think we had a lot of energy coming off those 2 ranked wins. Our guys, kind of let down in the Northern Colorado. There was some wins there that we lost that we could have picked up. So, we went back in the locker room. I really told them, hey, this call a spade. That was a pretty bad performance, right? We went from having a really good performance at WVU to a pretty bad performance.
45-6.
Yeah, and again, it's not the results. It was the way we wrestled. Right, we didn't wrestle with a lot of energy. We were losing matches we shouldn't be losing on just mental mistakes. So I wasn't very happy with us in the Northern Colorado match. Now you fast forward, right? I challenge them in the locker room. We come out, we wrestle great against Edinburgh. The thing about Edinburgh, and I was talking with my old strength coach, and they were asking why I didn't wrestle Campbell for a 3rd time and win the duel, right? And yes, it would be awesome to sit here today and say, we beat a Division I team, right? We could have. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I could have wrestled Campbell. We could have won the duel 21-20, right? But the plan was the whole time to wrestle some of our guys 1 or 2 matches, right? And I'm not going to deviate from that just to get a Division I win early in the season, right? I brought Shamblin up there to wrestle. I'm going to wrestle him, right? You know what I mean? Hindsight, maybe it would have been better for us to wrestle Shamblin, Northern Colorado, and win the duel Edinburgh, but it was already done, right? I'm not going to bring Gavin up there, and we talked about this last night. The goal isn't right now. The goal is long term, right? So we're sticking with what the plan is, right, for us as a program. Right, and our plan is for those guys is to get them to nationals and All-American national champs, right? So we have a plan for it. Yes, we could have, beat Edinburgh and put Campbell in there, but that goes against what we were planning on doing, right? So we're going to stick with what our plan is, and it's going to pay off at the end of the year. So, I was just kind of telling those guys, my WVU guys were like, oh, you should have pushed for it. But, it would have been cool, right? But at the end of the day, right, the goal is March. It's not November 20th against Edinburgh, right, who was not even in our division. But with that being said, I thought we wrestled with a lot more energy, a lot better. Even our losses were better, right? Our guys were fighting, right? Brady Lehman fought against a good Soda brother from Edinburgh. Cam Barr fought well, and it's 149, right? Guy De Leonardis got a win. He wrestled really great in that match. DeLong came out, he had a little bit of an injury. We wanted to see how he was. Came out, wrestled really well. I think close to a major or got a major decision. Looked really good. Jordan Williams picked up a good Division I win. And to be honest, Gavin wrestled really well at Shamblin. He was right there in the match. The guy got a takedown late, and Gavin was attacking. He wrestled it super hard. It was still right there for the taking. You know what I mean? Yeah. So either way, super proud of the guys. Like I said, I think we had a letdown in Northern Colorado, and it happens sometimes, right? But got to get them in there, and they got to realize, right? We got to stay consistent, right? We can't just get up, right, for someone and then it doesn't really matter, So we did a lot better job coming back in the Edinburgh duel.
Well, I tell you, you've had 11 matches against some really good teams, plus the Open tournament, and I know. Right. Jordan and Hunter DeLong, if they haven't been 100%. I guess in reality, Cole hasn't been 100% either.
Right.
To get what you wanted to get out of this, now you're looking to Lander and U of Indy in December.
Right.
Is this kind of we're talking big picture as far as the plan moving forward to get some guys healthy, put some numbers on the board at these tournaments to, push on into January?
Yeah, so the next two are really big for us, and again, let's talk about our D2 space. So we'll go down. We'll have 4 really good duels at Lander. We'll wrestle some different guys, and I think in the Lander match we got 4 opportunities to beat ranked guys that are ahead of us, right? And I think we can do those, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to be really excited about that, and then the Midwest Classic and UND. It's the biggest tournament of the year. There's going to be that's really the kind of the sticking point for the year and the measuring stick to see, hey, where are we really at right now? Okay, and for that, I think that's the first time that we're going to be taking our full lineup somewhere, right? So that'll be exciting. But the next two are fun to look forward to, right? Right now, our guys are just focusing on the ones that have little stuff on getting healthy. This week break for Thanksgiving. It couldn't come at a better time, right? Get us back to full health, go to Lander, right? And again, just, obviously, like I said, the results matter, but the attitude and the effort matter more right now. Okay, so as long as we go there and we wrestle, as hard as we can, I'm going to be happy with it, and we're going to continue to get better, and we'll be right when January comes around, and then for conference and regionals. But it's exciting for the next two. Lander's number 6 or 7 in the country. They're really tough, so I'm excited to get up against them and kind of see where we're at. And then the Midwest, you got 55 teams there from Division II. It's just a huge tournament. So those next two will be really fun to finish out our first semester, and then second semester jump in. We get a lot more into conference wrestling and regionals. A lot less of I don't want to say that the schedule gets easier, right? But it's not as crazy, right? We're not facing a WVU or the open tournaments, right? We're getting into our regional and our conference. The stuff that really matters, though, right? The stuff that really matters. So I'm excited, for January, right? It slows down a little bit. It's not as crazy. We're not wrestling as much, but the matches that we are wrestling are more important. So a little less quality, a little more quantity coming up in the January month.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, a lot of people really excited, what's already happened these first couple months here. But, some big ones coming up, and we're going to be talking a lot more moving forward.
Yeah, I think I talked to both our regional and NCAA reps. So next week, I think both our new region rankings and our NCAA rankings come out. So I'm excited to see. Probably the next coaches show we'll be able to talk really about where we're sitting in the region. If we've made some ground up on West Liberty as they were number 1 and we were number 2 in the region, and then the NCAA. I expect us to jump into that top 20 range. So hopefully top 15 that we're talking about. So, hopefully next time we can talk about really, the program for the first time being ranked in, the top 15 in the country. So it's an exciting time, for Glenmore Wrestling.
An exciting time, and we'll be looking forward to our next conversation, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations on those wins. And we'll be talking again next week. Thank you for joining us out there on the Coaches Show.